Thank you for tuning in to the Life of KG podcast. We are all about helping you guys in the beauty industry. Whether you're starting out in this industry or been in the business for years, we want to motivate you, educate you, and support you to grow. Enjoy the show.
Hi everyone, it's Hanna from London Lash, and today I'm interviewing a wonderful and super talented girl called Katie Godfrey. Katie is actually a creator of this podcast, but apart from this, she is a super inspiring business owner. And my idea of interviewing Katie came last week when she was interviewing me for her podcast. And after we finished recording, we had a little chat about her business. And it was so interesting and it was so inspiring that I was thinking, you know what? She needs to be recorded for this podcast and I need to interview her. So today I'm interviewing the wonderful Katie, and thank you so much for joining me today.
No, thanks, Hannah.
Right, Katie, can you please tell us who you are?
So obviously I'm Katie Godfrey and I'm the owner of and the founder of the KG brand.
Right, wonderful. I know, Katie, that you run quite a few businesses. So can you please tell us what these businesses are?
Sure, so there is quite a few. So first is my salon in Barton. That's been running for 10 years now. So that's in Bedfordshire. Mm-hmm. Then I have my lash bar in Luton. So we do lash and brows here. Mm-hmm. And then I've got KG Professional, which is lash supplies and training. And then I also do business mentoring for salon owners. I've obviously got this podcast, and I'm also a partner in World Lash University, which is a conference for the lash industry.
That's really wonderful. And which business do you consider the main one? What is your biggest passion?
Oh, it's really hard because obviously with a role evolved over time. The Barton salon, the one that's been going for 10 years, that's my baby. That's the one I started business with. That's where all my stories come from. And that's what's grown me into what I am today. And that's also what's funded all the other businesses. That's my baby business that I love so much. I love them all, but I love that so much. But I do try and split my time quite equally between all of the businesses. Yeah. KG Professional is my second baby. So obviously that's the lash and the lash training and supplies. So again, my salon funded KG Professional, but that's my second baby. So they're my two, I'd say, main businesses because they've got teams, etc. Whereas the other ones obviously are me solely.
That's wonderful. And, I would be very actually interested to hear, how did you even get into the beauty industry? How did you get into the lash industry? When did it happen? When did you come with this idea of, I want to do beauty? Can you please go back and tell us your story?
Yeah, sure. I mean, it's a long one. So people that have listened to the first ever episode of KG, I've gone into a lot of detail in this story. But a kind of quicker version is I dropped out of school when I was 13 due to bullying. So I left school with no qualifications at all and was kind of like, I don't know what I'm going to do with my life, but I didn't want to let it conquer me. I started modelling to build my confidence up back again because I was literally like a recluse at home. I wouldn't leave the house because I was so scared because I believed everything these bullies said. So I started modelling, that built my confidence up. So I've been working since I was around 13, 14 years old. And then over time, people like the agents that I was with started asking me for models and if I knew any models that could go on jobs for them. So I was getting so much call for this, I decided to open my own model agency at the time. So this was when I'm 18 years old. And then fast forward a year, a premises come up, which is Barton the Clay, where I am now. And I knew that a model agency wouldn't be able to cover the overheads of this building, but I really needed a base because the model agency previously I was running from my parents' office at home. So I decided that I wanted to open up this model agency in this building and have half of the the half of the building as an agency and the other half of the building as a tanning shop. And
Okay.
it's kind of just my dream. I had this little dream when I was little girl. One day when I'm 30 years old, I'm going to open up a tanning shop. Well, I've only just turned 30 a couple of months ago, and I opened up the tanning shop 10 years ago. So that's how the salon come about. And then over the few months of us being open, we were getting a lot of call for beauty treatments. And I decided that we're going to have to take a big business decision and close the agency down to be able to make beauty treatment rooms, so then we could provide more of a beauty salon. So started just doing the odd beauty treatment here and there, and then obviously it's grown into what it is today. And when it comes to the lash world, I had a phone call from a company which was actually Nouveau Lashes back then.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so they cold called me and said, oh, do you want to come on this trainer course for lashes, etc., etc. And I was sold it, and I'd done this course, and I never looked back. I absolutely loved lashes, so that became my main thing. And then lashes for me has just grown and grown from then. So within the beauty industry, lashes are definitely my passion.
That's very interesting. So you were very entrepreneurial from the very young years, aren't you?
Yeah.
That's really cool. So does your salon still provide the tanning treatments?
Yeah, in the salons, we literally provide everything beauty. So that's down from tannins, that's spray tan and sunbeds. Obviously lashes, all the different types of lashes and lash lift. We do nails from acrylic and gels. We do waxing, massage, facials. We literally do everything that is beauty.
That's really interesting, and it's doing well, right? This business.
Extremely well, yeah.
It's extremely well. And you decided to start selling franchise for this business.
Yes, I did. So
tell us a little bit more. What does franchise mean? What it is? Because some girls, they don't even know what does this mean.
Yeah, and I think the franchise word is actually getting chucked around a little bit now, and it's not actually franchising as what people know. So a lot of people think, oh, if they're just using my name, or if I've got trainers working in different areas, then it's a franchise. But that's not actually what a franchise is. Okay. So a franchise is when someone buys into your brand. So first of all, they will buy and pay for an initial fee up front that will then be able to use the blueprint of your business and use your name. So we basically help people open a KG salon that will then be their own complete business, but we help them in the beginning with setup, opening the business, the launch, training, etc., etc. And then ongoing, we just support them through that. So if they need any help with training, or if they need any help with recruitment or the business side of things, then we're always there for them to pick up the phone to. So it's very much a support system, but people buy into the brand because it's a well-known established brand already. So people will trust if they see a KG salon, whereas if they see a salon that they haven't recognized before, they might be a little bit more wary to go in there. So it just means that you're slightly more successful when you first open, rather than just opening a brand new company from nothing. But it still takes a lot of work. It's not just, oh, okay, I've got a KG salon and away I go, I've got a fully booked salon. You still have to start from the bottom. It's just slightly easier because you've got that backing of a brand.
That's very, very interesting. And how did you even came up with this idea of starting franchise? Did anyone approach you and said, can I open KG salon as well? Or how did it come to your brain?
It's because in the early days when I launched my first salon, I was so alone. So I had my family and my friends, which were amazing, but they weren't in business. So it was very much an emotional help that they gave me. Whereas I needed someone in business to be like, keep driving me, keep pushing me, tell me what was right to do, tell me what was wrong to do, tell me what not mistakes to make. And I just really wanted to be that person to be able to help people in the industry be able to build a salon that they dream to have, but have that person that they can always pick up the phone to and get help and guidance for. And I just wish I had that support years ago. So obviously I want to grow my company and my brand to be as big as possible, but it is actually to help other people be able to help push their dreams as well. So that's why I initially wanted to open a franchise.
It's very interesting. So basically, who will be the buyers of your franchise? So those girls who are complete newbies, or those girls who started the business and they might be struggling and they need your support. Who are the buyers? Who are those people?
They can either be investors, so they might just want to invest into a company and then kind of get managers in, etc., and let me kind of like do the training and that type of thing side of it. Or it might be a beauty therapist that's working from home, would love the idea of her own salon, but haven't got that business side to them. So there's a lot of people that are amazing at treatments, but might not have no idea of running a business. So that's where I would come in. So it can be very different people that take on a franchise. It's either investors or it might be someone starting from scratch. But a franchise wouldn't be for someone that wants their own brand. So if they want their own brand completely, that's 100% theirs, then it wouldn't be for them. So for example, I wouldn't buy a franchise. I love the side of it and it's very appealing, but I love building my own brand. So for me, it wouldn't be for me. But some people want help on that side of things and want to be working with a brand but having their own business, then it's that's a franchise is for them.
Yeah, absolutely. So for all the girls who are potentially struggling, or for those people who would like to invest and set up their profitable, successful business, they could just contact you, right?
Yeah, they can just contact me, and we have loads of websites and booklets and stuff that we can send out to them, and all the figures and stuff. So yeah, there's a lot of information that we can give people.
It's really exciting. Okay, great. So what is the next step for KG franchise? What do you have anything interesting in your plans?
I do have a plan. I haven't actually announced it as such yet. So I'm not 110% sure this is definitely going ahead, but my idea is obviously this industry isn't regulated yet, and whether it will be, we don't know. So it's very hard for clients to know where to go and who to trust, etc., etc. And obviously we deal with the salon side of things, but what about the mobile girls, or what about the home girls? How do the clients know like who to go to in that sector? Because being a mobile therapist or being a home therapist or being in a salon, you have very different clientele. So there's clientele for every single person. So we are in the middle of prepping, in case we launch, an idea of having franchises for the mobile, for the home, and for the salon.
Oh wow, that's interesting.
Yeah, because there might be people that don't want a salon, don't want that responsibility, don't want staff, and they want to work from home, but they want to build that business from home as much as possible, and they might want to work with a brand. Or there might be someone that's mobile and that wants to work with a brand. So they become bigger than just that person that's just doing their own thing, or they might want that support of the marketing and the support of the training. So we want to kind of bring it into all areas of beauty. So even though the industry isn't regulated, at least clients will know that, okay, if I go to a KG artist, then I know they're sticking by what they should be.
Okay, then it's another question for you. Then how do you make sure that those people who are buying franchise for you, this mobile artist, will actually provide this excellent treatment to the final consumer?
It's all going to come down to the training. So initially there's a lot of training involved. So we need to make sure that they're up to scratch with how I would like them if they were working for me in my salon. So if they weren't up to that standard, then they wouldn't be able to launch as a KG yet until then.
So they start with the trainings, and then after you will either give them or not give them permission to start the business.
Yeah, exactly. They might need to undergo some more training to be able to get to that point, or they might be just already been a lash artist or a nail tech or whatever they do, and just might need that extra tweaking. And then after that, when they're off and running, we have regular meetings. So it's normally about every 6 weeks that we would then go over. We obviously see what their work's like. We see all the clients' reviews. We make sure they're up to standard. So everything always comes back to our head office anyway if there was a problem. So then if we see someone is having a slight problem in an area, then we just do more training with them.
That's really, really interesting. Yep, absolutely. Okay, right. Right, Katie, I know that you have, apart from this franchise, you've got so many other businesses. And one of the very exciting one, which I wanted to ask you more, is the business mentoring, right?
Yes. Yeah.
And I think that was my question last week. Why did you even start doing that? Why did you decide to shift from selling franchises to business mentoring? Tell me a little bit about the reasons.
I've just found that business mentoring is my absolute passion. So obviously, as we grow in business, we find different areas that we might want to go into or grow within the company. And then there's, again, when it comes to the franchise, there's finances involved, and not everyone has some finances.
Yeah.
There might be people that want to build their own brand and want help with that. And like I said before, when I started my company, it was so lonely, and I really wanted that go-to person to help me. So it's just basically like another gap to fill that. So I have many salon owners on board at the moment, and I help them build their companies, build their brands. If they've got staffing issues, I help them with that, and I make them accountable. I am always there on the other side of the phone if they need anything. And it's just that bounce board for them people to have support. And there is a lot of people that are amazing beauty therapists or lash artists, and then they've gone to open their businesses and actually found that, well, being a lash artist and running a business is two completely different things, and they don't know how to run a business.
Yes.
So I guide them into doing it the right way, rather than what they might just see they think is the right way. And I just absolutely love it. I adore helping people. That's what I just love.
That's really good. It's very nice of you to do that, because it does make a massive difference and massive impact, I think, generally to the industry. And yeah, it's great. And can you please tell us a little bit more about how does the actual program work? So is it you've got different types of programs for different people with different experience, or you tailoring it around the particular customer? How does it work?
So I have two different options for mentoring. So I have the one-off sessions. So they might have a one-off session with me. And then I've done that because, again, over these years, I've just wanted to talk to someone that's more successful than me. I just want to see, how did they do it? I want to ask them business questions. I want to see, tell them where I'm stuck and where they would guide me. So they're like just the one-off, like kind of like coffee and chat sessions, which help people know and guide them to the next level of what they need to do. And then I have my most popular sessions, which are my yearly mentoring program. So most people come onto this. So they sign up for a year, and then they have me for unlimited support through that year. And in between unlimited support, we have meetups. So a lot of the time people are all over the show of the UK, or I've even got someone in Hawaii. So we have to do Zoom video calls. So it's just like being with me in person. Some people like to come to my office and meet me. Some people just like to do video calls. And I basically help them where their problems are in their business, whether that's finances, staffing, employment, self-employment, marketing. Their branding might be all over the show, and they might need to tweak some things. Literally anything that covers business, I help guide them. And with the with the yearly program, we set goals every single time that we meet, and 99% of my students will hit their goal the next time.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's so good. And just to be able to, these girls are so hungry because they're in their business, they have to make it work. Like, so it's so nice that I give advice and they actually take it and run with it, and then I see them like just aspiring to this amazing like salon owner, business owner. It's really amazing.
That's great. Right, is it expensive?
So the one-off sessions at the moment are £300, and the yearly sessions are £2,000.
Which is very reasonable for a business, isn't it?
For a business coach, so bear in mind I spoke to a business coach because I have business coaches too. So bear in mind I spoke to a new business coach that I was potentially going to take on for myself, and they were talking about 17,500 for the year.
Oh wow, that's expensive.
Yeah, so you know there's and that's the quality he would have brought me would be absolutely amazing. But obviously it's a massive price, so I've tried to make it as cheap as possible, but give a lot of value for that year. Obviously my prices will go up as the years go on, and yeah, and we pay over monthly installments, so it really works out not a lot at all.
And maybe from all your experience, actually, it will be good to give the girls a little insight and tell them some little secrets. So what do you think are the main reasons why their business, their salon business, can potentially fail? What to not do?
Okay, so there's three things that I would say are my main things. So I'd say working on the shop floor is most salon owners' biggest no-no. So they need to be working on the business and not in the business, because otherwise they're trapped within it. They're doing clients all day long, and then they can't give the time to their staff that the staff require. They're doing all the accounts and the marketing and everything else that comes with business at night time. So then they're going to burn out. So the best possible way for them to grow and stay in business for a long time is working on the business rather than in the business. And I teach this quite a lot with my students. That's normally one of the first things I get them off the shop floor.
Can they work as a receptionist? Can they work on the reception desk?
Yeah, they can work on a reception desk, but then what you find is your girls in the salon will always just think that you're just on reception and not actually working. So they'll sit with you, they'll chat with you, you kind of like don't end up getting any stuff done. Your clients want to speak to you. So it's quite hard. It is best to be physically out of the business. Not saying that you can't go in. Like, I go into my salon a couple of times a week, but I go in there because I want to, not because I have to.
Yes.
And it's so you'll get so much more done if you're either in a home office or a coffee shop or somewhere quiet where you can actually work on the business. So that's my first main one. And then I've got surrounding yourself with like-minded people and people that inspire you. So if you're with people that are just, Debbie Downers all the time, or negativity, like you're never going to be able to grow. Whereas you need to be with like-minded people who inspire you. If you find it hard to surround yourself with people like that, then it might be listening to podcasts or reading or anything like that that's going to feed you positivity and want to keep you growing. Because like I said, in this industry, it can be so lonely. So you just need to keep feeding yourself with that right mindset all of the time.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And then I would keep on top of what's coming in the industry, but at the same time you have to be careful. So you need to recognize what's coming in and what's staying, or what's just going to be a trend. So you don't want to just keep investing in all these new treatments that are coming into the industry, and spending time and money on that if they're only going to hang around for a few months and then disappear, or a year and disappear. You want to just invest in the things that are going to be staying around for a long period of time to make it worth it. So just be careful in what's coming in, but try and take on what you think is going to be staying.
Mm-hmm. That's really good. I really like your advice. Actually, thinking now about my salon. our manager is working as a receptionist. I probably need to stop that. Yes, that's very good. I really like your advice. It's very, very clever, very good advices. And Katie, is that anything like just interesting about what's happened? Like, did you have any big mistake in your business which made you learn a lot? Right? What was your biggest learning curve in your business?
There's been lots, obviously, over 10 years. I mean, there's mistakes, but I wouldn't call them mistakes. Like you said, you learn from them. There's something that's happened recently that I can't actually go into, but I would say that always research the companies where you're getting like your legal side of things too. So any contracts or any agreements or anything like that when it comes to business, just make sure the companies that you're going to are the right company for that, because you can get stung like along the way if anything happens. So you just need to make sure all of your like legal side of things, all of your documents, just everything is written down and done correctly.
How do they do this research? How do you know whether it's a right solicitor or wrong solicitor?
You're just going to have to do your research and maybe ask people that have been in that position. So go with industry people rather than just, say for example, if you need a solicitor, go for someone that maybe specializes in exactly what you need them for, rather than just a solicitor that does everything. If you need an HR company, go to one that's works with beauty therapists or works with salons, so then they actually know what should be in our contracts and how we like our staff to work. If it's agreements for anything, just make sure that it's done by specialists within the industry. And just when it comes to regards to HR, I've never had any problems with HR, but just make sure that that is done properly. So when it comes to, at the moment, there's a big thing regarding employment and self-employment, and you just need to make sure all of that is just done correctly with your contracts. But mistakes, I can't really think of anything that I've done mistake-wise where I thought, oh God, I would do that again. But everything I try and change around. I mean, there's been so many times where I'm on the floor and I'm like, oh, we're going to close. I don't want to do this. So many times, but I just try and, I might be on the floor for 2 weeks and then I'll get up and turn it into a positive.
Okay, right. That was really interesting. Katie, I've got a few more questions for you, which I didn't tell you about. No, they're cool ones. They're super questions, and you need to answer them very fast, right?
Okay.
What are you not good at?
I've got to answer these fast. Oh God. What am I not good at? Saying no.
Saying no. Okay.
No.
Oh. Room, desk, or car? What do you clean first?
Sorry, say that again.
Room, your desk, or your car?
Or desk.
What do you clean first? Desk. Okay.
Yeah.
On the scale from 1 to 10, how weird are you?
6.
Why?
I just think some people just don't get me.
What is your favorite word?
My favorite word? Amazing. Yeah. I say it all the time. When I listen back to my podcast, I'm thinking, oh, for God's sake, I've said it again.
You probably said it 20 times. Right. Okay. What sound or noise do you love?
Do I love? The sound of my daughter sucking her fingers when she's sleeping.
Oh, that is so cute. Okay, that's all my questions. And thank you very much. That was Katie Godfrey for the Life of KG podcast.
Thank you so much, Hanna.
Thank you.
We would love to hear what you thought about this episode.
I love the show, guys. You're awesome.
Please leave a review and share on social media tagging @KG Salon so we can share.
I always follow them.
Until next time, have an amazing, successful week.